How to add value to commercial property you already own. Let's jump in and find out how you do that today, how you can force capital appreciation significantly with commercial property you're about to buy or you already own without buying anything else. This slide here is trying to explain title splitting in the simplest way possible. And unfortunately, as you can see, I flunked art school to name a few. And but this little picture here really shows you exactly what a title splitting is. So what we have here is a commercial property, and we've got 5 floors, commercial on the ground, yeah, 2 shops on the ground, 2 commercials, and we've got the first floor here, second floor, third and fourth floor. And each floor above, the residential section, which are these 4 floors, have 1, 2, and 3 flats. So in a nutshell, what title splitting is an incredible strategy to add an incredible amount of value. Now, obviously, it has to be a freehold purchase to be able to do this, because in essence, title splitting is changing one freehold into many leaseholds. Yeah. So if you imagine these 12 flats and they're all on a very long-term lease, say a 125-year lease, 125-year lease or something, and they've all the titles have been split here. We've got 12 flats, we've got 2 commercials. So in a normal transaction, the flats would pay about £300 a year, not a lot, but £300 a year for the ground rent, for that long-term leasehold, yeah? The commercials would pay about, depending on where you are, obviously, but here about £1,200 each. And that would be for this unit here, and then the one next door. So 2 commercials here. There's the figures there, £3,600 for the flats. Commercials, £2,400 on a yearly basis, forever, ad infinitum. That totals £6,000. Now this is where it becomes quite sexy. Now a title splits, because of the very nature of what they are and a long-term lease. Long-term leases, imagine this chap here, Fred owns this flat here. Is he ever never going to pay the £300 a year? No, because for him to stay here, he needs to pay the £300 a year. It's like council tax. It's there and it's the first thing that gets paid. Now, if you imagine, because of that, because of the security of that income, it's guaranteed, it's like bulletproof, then the multiples that you can achieve by selling that long-term leasehold are very, very high. And the average industry, if you're dealing with the right person, is you can sell the leaseholds for 24 to 27 times as a multiple. Yeah? So, which in a yield is somewhere in the 3% range. So if you, then how do you value this? The values are very much the ground rent, which we've established are £6,000, yeah, times the multiple between 24 and 27 equals the value. So ground rent times multiple equals the value. Now on this one, we've got 6K coming in a year, and the multiple, just say, because it makes it easier, 25 times, which is the low end. I mean, you can actually get 28 times in the right area. That value that you've created, the value that you've added to this investment is £150,000, which is pretty incredible. So 2 things you can do. You can sell that to, there's a group of people, a group of investors that all they do is buy long-term ground rents. Yeah, they buy the freehold that has contained within it all the long-term leases. Now, there's a chap in the UK that specializes in this, and he specializes in 2 things. Excuse me. Firstly, he specializes in drafting the lease correctly to achieve the maximum value. And the second thing he specializes in is he has a group of investors that just do this. They just buy these kind of things, and they pay between 24 and 28 times.
Hi guys, I'll say hi when he has any drink.
So, so this is quite a cool strategy for adding value. And it's part, it's not a standalone strategy. It's part of a, potential commercial conversion where you have residential flats upstairs that you're selling off individually. You could potentially sell off the long-term leases as a group. And on this one, it's only 4 floors. It's only 12 flats. I mean, this is a small one, 12 flats. The additional value is 150K. That's pretty cool. At 28 times, then obviously it's 168K. So this is extra value that's almost like out of thin air. And you can either sell that to reduce the debt, to increase the profits, or you can retain that as a long-term investment for yourself, because this is the ultimate and no hassle. These ground rents are the ultimate and you do not do nothing. Yeah. Which is why you remember we talked about the gift, the £1 gift. That effectively is this, but it's one lease. It's having one ground rent. It's gifting the property for £1, and it's a huge 125-year lease to the council. So that is an incredible strategy there. That if you imagine this uplift here is 150,000 for only 12 flats and 2 commercials. This does not include the value of the commercials, doesn't include the value of each residential unit either. Yeah, this is just over and above a little strategy to really accelerate values. Now, if you can imagine on Alex Impey's deal, they would tell you in 4 weeks' time, his one is 52 flats and 10,000 square feet of commercial. So if you can imagine, not 12 and it's 52 instead, the numbers start to become very sexy very quickly. Yeah. And, if Alex wanted to retain that for the very, very long term, he could. That's the least amount of hassle you'll ever have as an investment going forward.